off your head off-roader, or a Rare Spares real street machine.
Straight into it, we pick up a bit of a fan favourite. It's the Weapon 32, a Wild 32, Michilana.
You know what? We were talking about doing goalies in as a part of the tip-in. If there's one man and one car I think can do it, it's this one.
Oh yeah. He would surely have a crack at it.
So this is actually a car that has been used regularly in drift demos. LS Swans, 4-door, listen up to Skyline. It's got nothing shut front knuckles, full cage. Doesn't look like it's got any of that magic blue white fab and stuff under there. But you'll find that he's got more lock than standard. Great show there. You can see just how far out the car. There. You'll also have a hydro handbrake in there as well, which really helps with the tipping, initiating into that big slide on the first move of the skid.
You can see how much lock is grabbing. He can rotate this car pretty much about its front axis as he goes for an entry shoot. And surely he'll use this as an opportunity to demonstrate that, because it pivots on a dime before he drives it back down the chute and into the pad.
That's also where that hydro handbrake completely locks the rear end. Oh, super close to the wall there for Michilana. He's WA's favourite son when it comes to drifting. He's competed internationally. He's won skid comps down south here in WA, and he's put on one hell of a show here at the Motorplex, and he's doing it once again here at Motivation 35. He's done the motorsport in the 4-door Skyline.
Weapon 32, working it here on the Mullet Industries Snake Pit. 1 minute and 40 into this skid and smashing the tyres off of it. And he's down to rims again, backing it up to the limestone. Great skid.
Just singing the song of his people to the crowd. Gets out. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Mitch Lana!
Guys, I don't normally do this, but I reckon that could be a winning burnout right there. That was good. Up the chute, touched the wall, total control, constant smoke, continuous smoke, got the tyres off, drove it off the pad. That was awesome. That could be a winning skid.
As cool as cucumbers. Like on the way past, he's like one arm out the window, casual as left hand on top of the steering wheel, full lock, bang, nothing.
Straight into it, Blackjack comes in to pick things up in skids. Jeff Jackson in the Canonical Performance Commodore.
With the tiniest supercharger that you've ever seen at the bottom.
Yeah, and the tiniest wing on the back as well. Really pushing the limits of performance aftermarket accessories here used in open class burnouts. Well, I think we'll let a supercharged pack on play this.
Oh, I think that might have been contact with the concrete wall.
It's a wing off.
That was a tap there, guys.
Did it take the wing off though?
Tell you,
it is still there.
The big wang is still there.
Big home crowd favourite here. People are loving it.
Comment on the live stream. Do you love a big wang? RPS and shoot.
I'm glad I heard that correctly. I'm thinking, did they just say wang?
Jeff Jackson putting on a show with the Blackjack Commodore. Gets the tyres off. Give him a round of applause for Blackjack! Great skid.
Let's check this out. Firing it into the pad. 360. Bang! Bang into the wall. Blackjack serving it up.
Blackjack leaves the pad with a rim bash and a lemmy bash for the crowd. Just to say one final thank you for Motivation 35. Next contender lined up at the entry chute, ready to rock and roll for this final skid. It's Fry GMA. Jake Proudfoot sings us the song of his people. And it's a high-speed tip-in. Great start for the skid. Big stones on the tip-in.
Completely fogged in. He's got the earbuds on front. 30 seconds into this. He's right out the mullet industry snake pit.
Up to the northern end of the pad. Just completely caved us in with smoke. Rocking in true Commodore form. No fuel filler leak. Just let himself go.
Apples from the tree.
Low hanging fruit.
Just like us. 1 minute 7 into it, he's got both tyres off. That is a short, sharp skid. I think if you had to characterise that in one word, it was aggressive.
Yeah, that was hard out. He was not going to let up on that car until it popped both tyres and give it up for the crowd. They are loving it as well.
Oh yes, on that fence, those limmy fingers are pumping.
Even filming for the gram as well. Jake Proudfoot, Fry GMH, puts on a show here on the Mullet Industry Snake Pit. That was a really good skid.
Great stuff. And we are getting closer and closer to our pro skids. But at the moment, we kick it back with Arsonist here to set it all on fire. Little shallow tip in there, staying down the south end. Here's pegged on that limiter. Up against the wall. Laces the pad with thick smoke. He's serving this one up. That's a bit cool and leaves the front end.
Pump on the front end.
368.
With the 03 Commodore. Just completely smoking out the Mullet Industry Snake Pit as we approach the 90-second marker in this skid. All the limiter as well is just smashing the top end of the tackle. Pops a tyre, both tyres in quick succession. Bang on 92 seconds. Great skid from Alex Olsop, but the fire crew are running out. Guys down on deck, what's the situation?
All fairly quiet under there as everyone's getting real close, being told, pop that bonnet, and you can see.
Yeah, there it is.
Unlike
Liquid flame, yep.
Unfortunately, the driver couldn't actually see through the cabin smoke to realise that his car's on fire, and the fireys are all tapping like, come on, let's go.
Crack it open, because it is still licking a flame down there. Alex Olsop cut a wild skid, and the arsonist lives up to his name because that car is on fire.
Well, I mean, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, and when you name a car after like that, you know what's going to happen. Alex Olsop, it was a great skid. It was aggressive. It was had all the right noises, ticked all the right boxes for me.
Really did the job. Plenty of smoke. Good wheel work on the pad. Be interesting to see. Well, obviously the fire is going to cost him here, but I think he got both tyres off before the fire. So how they judge that and score it on his card, if he can still leave under his own power, might not actually hurt him too much in this final skid for Motivation 35.
Oh, it fired up and then it
yeah.
shut down.
You hear the starter turning over. It's trying.
It's got like 5 rugged duggers in it.
All the ugga-duggers, you reckon?
No, that's a rugged dugger. That's a technical term for how many times it turns over.
Okay. Well, he's going to drive it off the pad. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the arsonist. Great shots there on screen of our crowd. Cutie's out there too. Has a big hair. Has the pink smoke.
Rowdy Mantak, Alcatraz brings out the coloured smoke. This is going to be a wild-ass skid from Rowdy as he tips it around. Listen to it singing the song and pumping the smoke out across the pad. We're going to lose him. As he turns it around once more. He's just about gone behind the smoke there. That is wild here from Rowdy Mantak.
Solid RPM in this. Just absolutely pegged.
Massive plumes of pink smoke out across the pad. Climbing the stands and into the crowd. Alcatraz hits the 1 minute mark. As you can see, all the smarter spectators enjoying themselves in the shade, out of the smoke, and they can still soak up some burnouts here at MV35.
I think my old man Kim's out there somewhere.
Yeah, they're not entirely out of the smoke though, guys.
You can't escape it no matter where you go.
I got to tell you, I reckon I'll be blowing blue, pink, black, purple boogers for a week.
Rowdy Mantak gets both tyres off and blows them to bits. Give it up for Alcatraz!
Loves it.
Yeah, I like that. Good skid. Ticked all the boxes, lots of smoke, great driving. That's up there as well.
No, Alcatraz making his way off the pad, salutes the crowd. As we get set. Smokey Joe's
Shane
bright
Gardner
blue.
goes with the blue smoke. Hellbound. This is a real angry, tough 8-cylinder car. That note is just unmatched in our open field in West Australian skids. The lights set off the paint, sets off the whole look of the car, and this thing is a wild thing to watch out on pad.
Give us a shout out if you are watching online. Great to have you here on the Facebook live stream from Motivation 35 of the Perth Motorplex in conjunction with Summernats. 40 seconds into this skid for Hellbound.
Pumping the smoke from the flatbed tray. I love the way this car is presented. Always so good. But you know what? The choice to run coloured smoke, not only do they cost a little bit more, but have you seen how hard it is to get rid of the colour? It just drenches the paintwork on these cars after the skid.
Yeah, it gets ingrained in there. You've really got to be up there with your paint maintenance to really try and keep one of these contamination free.
It's pretty much a cut and polish just to get the colour back out of the paint stand. They are a lot. But Gardner doesn't care now. The colour's gone from the tyres and the tyres have nothing left down to the rims. Hellbound cuts a wild skid here for MV35. Give it up for Shane Gardner.
The gods of rubber are smiling. The Church of the Holy Smoke is open for business, and we are singing songs of praise this afternoon. And this open class is just going off, I got to tell you. Here's another one that I think could be a contender.
Steve James pipes up, effing mint-looking rig on the Facebook live stream. There's a few people that are very appreciative of the stream coming out on Facebook as we kick into our next skid. Who have we got, Chris?
Jason Garrigan, anger management comes into play. Being around this car, when he hits the loud pedal and you're behind it, you've got to duck. Because the percussion and the rubber that gets thrown at you very, very quickly, you really don't want to be in the way of this car.
Mate, I think you've just got to work on your flinch reflex, all right? Maybe grow a pair and just suck it up for a bit.
Take it on the chin, you reckon?
Take it on the chin, the forehead, wherever it smacks you in the face.
Anger management working through the pad, completely wiped himself out here in the Mullet Industries snake pit already.
Seconds down up near the entry chute. Jason Garrigan taking his frustrations out on this car. Because that's the key to good anger management, is finding somewhere to focus your negative energy. 2 tyres in quick succession, Chris. What does that tell us about his kid?
He's working the car the same left and right. He's got even weight balance, so he probably weighs about the same as his passenger as well. Keeps it working the same both ways and gets both tyres off in quick succession. That really tells the tale that you are working that car properly.
Shout outs from Anthony Christensen, watching from isolation in Perth. Tough break for you, Anthony. Wish you could be here. Make sure you keep an eye for Motivation 36, either entrance tickets, which are on sale now, or spectator tickets, which will go on sale closer to the date, or 56 February. Check it out.
Okay, Matt, you're just saying to Anthony, you wish he could be here, but we're glad you're not.
Yeah, look, it does suck to be him, but
Enjoy the ISO live.
yeah, look, at least we're putting a fat show on for him to enjoy.
Jason Kent in Nana Spec gets through the first 30 seconds of the skid in this relatively stock-looking Commodore. Definitely doesn't sound all stock on board as he does the work through the pad. Pumping the smoke out the back end.
Great to see the kids getting into it as well. We train them up young here in Perth.
Yeah, you've got to start the addiction early. Get them indoctrinated at a young age. Keeps our skid fields nice and healthy.
That's it. Fresh meat. Fresh meat for the sport. The sport demands it.
A couple of pops coming from Jason as he works it through. 1 minute and 20 down. And it looks like both tyres are off it. Nana Spec get both off.
That's the second Nanospec that we've had here today.
Well, there's Nana's car. And
That's
there's Nana
right,
Spec.
yeah, Nana's car and Nanospec. I'm getting slightly confused. Now, someone was asking if Ken Oath has already been out. No, Ken Oath is up on the pad right now.
Just let us listen to the RPM.
Ah, let it sing. Like this. Just soak it in. It's a good 1,000 RPM higher than anything else. Hopefully you are. If you're on the Facebook live stream, you're watching with a decent sound system, I fully recommend to crank this one up. We'll let Jason Tanian do his thing out here on the Mullet Industries snake pit. Nah, who cares about that?
The pro class?
That's worth it.
Tanian up the entry chute and back down, letting this Ford absolutely scream its pipes. He's pumped as well, his fist pumping out the side of the car. Keeping it up for the crowd. Ken Oath goes across the 1 minute mark in this skid.
As he gets out, give it up for Ken Oath. This is Jason Tanian. Richie, what was your take on that one?
Awesome.
That's all we need.
Yeah, short and sweet,
to the point.
What else can I say, mate? He drove it up the chute, he turned it around, it was clean. He used all of the burnout pad, got the tyres away. There's not much you can say that, and you know, like I say, for a Ford, he can make that thing sing, and you don't hear that. I mean, we don't see a lot of Fords on the burnout pad anyway, but that is a tough one. Well done.
We move on to the next skid. The Red Holden Utility. This is Thrasher.
Kicking things off with a brilliant entry. Went all the way to the north wall and teased an exit chute. And he runs Sans bonnet. We might see a lot of that today with the temps we have.
Teased an exit shoot.
Yeah.
Gave the hole a tickle.
Give the tease to the out hole.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Didn't go in.
No, not in the out hole. Just teased it.
Just teased it.
Yes.
Gave it a tickle.
Yes, you're picking it up. Oh,
Pick it
yeah,
up,
you're there. Aaron James smashing the limiter on this thing. Look at the belt rash that has tarnished the back end of this Holden Ute. Wouldn't have it any other way. As he disappears completely behind this cloud of smoke that lingers on the snake pit.
Lucky there's a breeze.
One minute 10 into it. James continues to thrash his way through the center of the pad. Whoa, right up against the wall on the tip.
He's well skilled at muscling this car around the pad.
You know you're doing well when you get a bump-in reaction from Bridget here. She knows what's up as he blows the angel wings off the rear bumper.
I'm just trying to get over your alcohol.
Bridgie, it was just the tip. All right.
2 tyres off for Aaron James. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Thrasher!
The passengers got the freebies. Great
Good
stuff.
catch.
Yeah, it was a good catch from
A
the front
really
row. Here we
good
go.
arm. Good arm.
Oh, come on. You had
Oh,
no,
no.
they're not going to pick that up. Come on, lads. You're going to have to...
Hey.
Did he take a tumble? like he's wearing a helmet.
Oh, we've got. They're wanting to go for it.
Good skid, good work, and mostly a good arm on throwing out the goodies for the crowd.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
work from Aaron James and Thrasher.
That's a high-speed drift spec entry there. He's getting told by our marshals, settle it down, mate, settle it down. As we kick it off with the next one.
What was the rules on taking it off under its own steam?
I don't think the amount of exuberance showcased as the exit came into it. You just had to get it off.
It was undisclosed.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how hard you get it off, you just have to get it off.
Just get it off out the hole.
Just get it off.
Michael Donnelly with the dirty LS has been punishing this car this weekend. We've seen him out 8-mile drag racing, super cruising, out the skids last night. He's taken the bonnet off to keep things a little cooler in the engine bay temps, and he's out for his final skid, and look at the smoke that is pouring out of this thing.
I actually can't believe you're going to say this, but there's too much smoke.
Never.
No
Blasphemy.
such thing, Bridget Bell. You wash your mouth out with soap right now. As we soak it up. Donnelly in the dirty LS.
Oh, the revs are really dipped down as he gets the tyres off. And it struggles to play ball, but he's got the job 90% done for Michael Donnelly.
Gotta love it, the dirty LS!
Hey guys, I've got a question to ponder, something to think about.
Go, Richie.
Okay. Old mate throws a bumper off his car. Well, you know, he breaks the bumper off.
Right.
It's still attached to the car.
Okay.
Said bumper swings around, contacts wall.
Nah, doesn't
Is
count.
that a contact?
Doesn't count.
Sure.
No.
Not unless the entire front end comes like, yeah, no. It doesn't count. Don't you worry, Richie. Don't you worry, you've just guaranteed that my screen is going to blow up. Hopefully something that doesn't blow up, come on!
Yeah, Richard's trying to stay relevant. Being controversial.
Tommy Peters in
that
the
bus
old
coming to
school
stop.
Mafia staff car, hanging out in the back seat, fat arming it out the rear window. I love this car. It's just something so incredibly different, and you know, by comparison up against the Commodores and steel bumper, it's stupid, but it's cool.
Richie.
It's quite ugly, but it's cool in its ugliness, and it's just cool for what it's doing out there. You wouldn't expect something, you know,
box, and he says it's an absolute pig of a thing. But it's interesting just how much he's whipping this thing around, throwing it right out there. He doesn't actually have a passenger with him. He's on his own in the car. Has he got both tyres off?
No.
He's still got rubber. What's happened? Something surely has gone wrong for Tommy Peters.
It sounds awfully quiet. Still idling, but rolling out.
Maybe he just wasn't having a good time. It was just the vibe was off.
Oh, get out.
So Tom Peters leaves with both tyres intact in this skid.
Next up, this is Yeet.
Zared Fox Automotive on the side for Zared himself. And he says the exact same as he sends it into the pad.
I just imagine that as every burnout driver wants to go into the pad, goes to throw the right hand out, yeet! Gotta love it. We are in open, ladies and gentlemen. Your open finals on screen of Motivation 35, the culmination of 3 days of the greatest horsepower party on the West Coast. And I reckon we're punching above our weight. We're going to try and make play for the national title.
Might as well we'll just claim it out now, eh? We'll take it on. Big party here at Motivation 35 as we get ready for Motivation 36 coming in 12 months' time. Entrant participation entries are open. So you can get in, you can get your car entered 12 months ahead of the event. You've got time to polish it off and finish up things and get it all sorted. We are such a long way, but it's awesome to have those entries open up already for MV36 before we're even done with the 35th edition.
Jared Fox. He's got some cool cars in the garage. Go check him out, Jared Fox Automotive. Foggy. He's absolutely foggy. Cooling. Pouring out the front, but he's managed to get the tyres off. He's got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, left very quickly. Just, I'm out of here. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeet! The Zared Fox gets it done here on the Mullet Industries Snake Pit. We'll just get a little check over as now we bring in Brendan Coleman, the Fat E.
He said that all his troubles went away when he got rid of that unreliable Ford motor and put the LS in the front end. Go on, at me in the comments.
Trying to pump some smoke. It was a little light on the way in. Had some wheel speed going. But not too much in the smoke department right now.
Oh, big high-speed move. Coleman putting on a great show, goes up the entry chute. Loving it. That's going to hurt him. That moment of stationary skid, the judge is going to pick up on that.
But he really wanted to take a moment, it looked like, just to pull things up and try and get some smoke pumping out the back, because it really wasn't pushing huge amounts of smoke out the back of the Falcon. Now he's getting a bit more smoke happening, but as he picks up the car speed on the way in again, it goes away for just a second. It's pushing the car, but it's not really pumping the smoke as much as he would like.
He's going up the entry chute again, as we see the Jegs Ninja. Throw it up in the live stream. That's Chad Douglas there in the Jegs fire suit on the entry chute, wearing the balaclava.
How hot with that all right now in the sun?
I think once you get that thin film of sweat in there, you're just fine.
Stewing in your own juices.
Absolutely.
Brendan Coleman into the northern end of the pad. Taking the slow approach now. Trying to pump some smoke. As we hit 2 minutes, and he's still yet to get these tyres off. These must be a hard-wearing tyre on the back of this Falcon.
These ones are good for 90,000.
Yeah, well, he's clocked up about 45 out here on the Mullet Industries Snake Pit just in this skid alone. And set the comments on fire.
You start with a Ford versus LS war.
Yeah, it's well and truly brewing. The civil war in this joint. Brendan Coleman. I tell you what, he's at his happiest when he's out there on that Mullet Industries snake pit. Nice job for the Fat E. The Pig SS coming on out. Bradley Houghton.
Brings the bright red Commodore into party. Passengers having some fun here. It's a bit of a high-speed tip-in. And arrests it nicely with a big plume of smoke. The Pig already dropping the back of the bumper, just really hanging on there as he goes straight. Just teases the out-hole again. Burying in a cloud of smoke here on the Mullet Industries snake pit. Taking it nice and slow on the run down the wall. Tidbit, a little break in the smoke. And is smashing the limiter of the Pig SS.
Runs that concrete wall. Big high-speed manoeuvre up the northern end of the pad as 60 seconds click down on the timer. There's no time limit on this, it's go till you blow. Qualifying was tough. We had a 90-second limit. You had to get your tyres off if you wanted to collect maximum points. You had to do it in that 90 seconds.
Well, we had like 140, 150 cars to get through before we hit the end of the night. Here we go till we blow here today for the finals at Motivation 35. And we're already focusing on the next car. we had enough of the Pig SS. He's working it. He's going back up the in-hole.
Whips it around. It's a tight shoot to try and get a whole heap of metal turned around 180 degrees. You've got to get it right because it can go oh so wrong. Peering through the smoke once more, we go to the wide shot. Tyres down. Was that both? No, we still have the passenger side on that rear end yet to blow. There it is.
Nicely done. The Pig SS does its job, gets the tyres off. Ladies and gents, give it up for Bradley Houghton.
Nice job, round of applause from the crowd. He's coming out to the wall. He's got that good arm on him. Chuck some merch. Wonder what he's throwing out. Is he going to throw the bumper? Nah, great job there from Brad Houghton in the Pig SS. Oh, ooh. Nice. Throws the bumper in the back seat. Why not?
Yeah, you've got to take it with you somehow, and we saw before just draping it over the back end of the car. Usually will fall off as you leave the pad.
Nothing some cable ties and race tape won't fix.
Yeah. If you can't fix it with race tape, you're not using enough race tape.
Pretty much. Brandon Egan throws it out there. Free bumper. Anyone after a red free bumper? $50 on Gumtree. Abyss makes his way out onto the Mullet Industries snake pit. Good smoke. Lumpy engine though.
Bailey Marsh in the 71 HQ. Sans bonnet. Pumping out that smoke at the moment. You can see he's sporting that little bit of damage to the left front of the car. As we saw from the qualifying skids last night here at Motivation 35. Whiting out the pad. The HQ Ute back into the southern end. 1 minute and 20 into the skid for Bailey Marsh. Continuing to pump this HQ and pop the tyre off. He's just looking to get that driver's side tyre down. There it goes. Bang on, the 128 mark. Great work from Abyss. The wind seems to be picking up here in the afternoon, J-Mac, and it's clearing out the smoke quite quickly from the snake pit so we can see what's happening.
He is absolutely stoked. Loving it. Bailey Marsh. This car has copped an absolute hiding over the course of 3 days of Motivation 35. It has done its job. It's made it all the way to the end. Bailey can go home a happy man.
Good skid as we pick up our next contender. Shannon Carson brings out the Commodore Ute. Illicit.
Passenger look a little bit nervous as they get ready for the tip in. Will we go for the 720? Not quite 2 full rotations.
Man, those RPM, they are off the scale at the moment. That thing is screaming.
It really is. Quite high in the revs. Sounds fantastic. And keeping that wheel speed right up there to the Illicit Commodore Ute.
Love it. Big move. It's great getting out close to the wall. This is a thing for those of you that maybe haven't been to the Perth motorways in the past. It looks like it's an absolutely massive pad. And in comparison, it's probably about the same size as Sydney, but their entry and exit chutes don't have the concrete bollards all the way along. Right. There goes one time. So the Motorplex can be a bit of a scary place if you've not done a lot of time out here, Richie.
Deep in the outhole.
Just wants to toss that one under there. 2 tyres or 1 tyre? It sounds good. It looks pretty flat on the back end. 2 tyres off at 120. Give it up for Shannon Carson.
Great job. Awesome looking car.
Yeah, it was nicely done. He went up the exit chute, didn't touch the wall. He's got us pretty well smoked in here, and I like it. It was good. Man, that thing was just screaming.
It sounded incredible through our headphones up here in commentary. Man, oh man, we hope you are enjoying everything that we've put on here at Motivation 35. We're looking to do it all again in just over 12 months' time, February 4th, 5th and 6th.
I just discovered something that I did about 20 years ago.
What was that?
Sit up in the shady gold area to commentate.
Is that where you are?
What area? I gotta say, I'm probably going to move a little further south onto the grass because it's a bit smoky up there.
Richie Howard, one and only burnout commentator who does not like the tyre smoke.
Nathan Watts in out on bail, this little Gemini in the short wheelbase, putting in the work last night to qualify for this final skid. And it was a wild skid he put in last night, J-Mac.
Wild indeed, out on bail. Is absolutely tearing it up. A real lumpy, low, bassy engine note on this thing.
Start
Making all its power down low, loads of torque.
Good call there, Chris. I was about to say the same thing. Is it an LS? Can you tell me if it's an LS on this?
I have no idea. Okay. Go find out. The Gen 9 though, stark difference compared to Shannon Carson's Illicit just a moment ago. We had the high revs and this low, thunderous waft of out on bail as he got right up to the wall, but it's gone out, he's done.
I reckon there's only 1 tyre gone there.
Ooh.
We're looking at a passenger side that's gone down.
It
The
looks
back
flat.
end of that car looks nice and level. I would bet that it's 2, unless another camera angle will tell us differently. See as he pops out. I reckon he's got both off. But our judges had the final say, Richie.
Indeed they do, but yeah, just as it drives down the aeroflow return road, it looks a little more. Even when it was parked up on the pad, I just thought it looked like it tipped to the driver's side a bit more.
All right, here we go. The car that caught fire on the way into Motivation 35 got repaired overnight, and a roller coaster of a weekend for this man, Jack Alfarovich. It's jackpot.
Did we just see someone stack it in the crowd just there? Anyway, going back. Jack Alfarovich putting jackpot through its paces. Hedging his bets, he entered in Sportsman in Orgasm. He's here in Open jackpot. He's looking to make bank with a good result.
Plenty of smoke. Great engine note from this thing. Another really low, basic rumble from this V8 engine in the Commodore.
One minute on the counter.
Is pummeling the tyres here. Plenty of smoke heading up towards the top end of the drag strip, and 2 tyres off at 1 minute 22. Great piece of work, and Jackpot gets another successful skid underneath it in the finals for Motivation 35. Limmy bash off the pad in true Jack Alfarovich style.
If you don't Limmy bash off the pad, did you even skid?
No, not at all.
Seriously.
So, Bridget.
Age-old question, that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. For the second time, we see the same car with different plates now. This is Ewan Haxton in V Chaos.
But it belongs to Taj Mills. And it's normally called Molested. It's been well and truly beaten up. And it'll be battered and bruised by the time Haxton is done with it. 2 fingers up to the crowd as he whips it around. Bit of foot brake action. He's decided he's going to head it on up the entry chute. Flicks it around and he's Austin Powers it.
He got himself out of trouble though without having to lose too much of the smoke off the back end. A shallow tip round. He was saying that he really wasn't sure how to drive this car. He has almost no brake compared to his VK, which unfortunately he lunched the transmission in Super Cruising yesterday.
The transmission, the entire rear end. What is it, the third man? Like just off the back of the transmission, gone.
But he throws his plates on Taj Mills Molested, who throws in the keys to go out and skid. That's a tyre. There's a second.
Got it done quicker than Alfarovich.